The global trade landscape is undergoing a seismic shift, driven by President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff policies. These measures, imposing import taxes as high as 145% on goods from countries like China, are sending shockwaves through supply chains worldwide. Experts warn that the ripple effects will not only inflate prices but also lead to significant shortages of everyday products by summer 2025. U.S. importers are already scaling back, canceling, or delaying orders, while others are front-loading imports from countries with lower tariffs before the 90-day tariff pause expires on July 9, 2025. Jason Miller, a supply chain expert and professor at Michigan State University, told the Christian Science Monitor that imports are slowing because importers are not sure what the ultimate demand for products will be. They know they have to raise prices because they are paying the tariffs. This uncertainty is creating a perfect storm for consumers, who may soon find empty shelves or face steep price hikes for goods they once took for granted. Below, we explore 15 product categories likely to vanish or become significantly more expensive by summer, delving into the reasons behind these disruptions and their broader implications.
Number 1. Toys. Toys, predominantly manufactured in China, are among the most vulnerable to tariff-induced shortages. The toy industry relies heavily on Chinese factories for everything from plastic dolls to electronic gadgets. With tariffs driving up import costs, retailers are hesitant to place large orders, fearing they won't be able to pass the increased costs onto consumers without dampening demand. Former President Donald Trump addressed concerns about a potential toy shortage with a characteristically blunt response. A young lady, a 10-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, she doesn't need 37 dolls. She can be very happy with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. He added, well, maybe the children will have 2 dolls instead of 30 dolls, you know. And maybe the 2 dolls will cost a couple of bucks more. While Trump's remarks may downplay the issue, the reality is stark. The holiday season, a critical period for toy sales, could see significantly fewer options on shelves. Parents may find themselves competing for limited stock, driving up prices for popular items. Smaller toy companies, unable to absorb the tariff costs, may exit the market entirely, further reducing variety. For families, this could mean a leaner Christmas, with fewer gifts under the tree and higher price tags on what remains.
Number 2. Kitchen appliances. Small kitchen appliances, blenders, toasters, coffee makers, and air fryers are another casualty of the tariff war. Many of these products are manufactured in China, where low labor costs and established supply chains have made it the global hub for appliance production. With tariffs as high as 145%, retailers are canceling or delaying orders, unwilling to risk overstocking at inflated prices. For many of these goods, there are no alternatives to those made in China, says Miller. Unlike some industries where production can shift to countries like Vietnam or Mexico, small appliances require specialized manufacturing infrastructure that is heavily concentrated in China. As a result, retailers may struggle to find viable substitutes, leading to shortages by summer. Consumers may notice the impact first in big-box stores, where budget-friendly appliances are a staple. Higher-end brands, which often rely on Chinese components even if assembled elsewhere, may also see price increases. For households looking to replace a broken toaster or upgrade their kitchen, the combination of limited stock and higher prices could make these purchases feel like luxuries rather than necessities. Number 3. Home goods. Home goods, including storage bins, home furnishings, and decorative items, are also at risk. Like toys and appliances, most of these products are manufactured in China, and the rising cost of imports is forcing retailers to rethink their inventory strategies. While existing stock may delay the immediate impact, Miller warns that by June or July, these made-in-China products could become scarce or prohibitively expensive. The home goods sector is particularly sensitive to price increases because many of these items are considered discretionary purchases. Consumers may hesitate to buy a new set of storage bins or a decorative lamp if prices rise significantly, leading to reduced demand and further complicating retailers' ordering decisions. For budget-conscious shoppers, the days of finding affordable home goods at stores like Target or Walmart may be numbered. As global trade tensions escalate, shoppers may start asking, "Is this still made in China?" before making purchases. This shift in consumer behavior could push retailers to seek alternative suppliers, but such transitions take time and may not fully mitigate shortages by summer. Number 4 is imported wine and spirits. Imported wine and spirits are poised to take a hit as tariffs disrupt supply chains. Chris Lianos, a wine shop owner in Somerville, Massachusetts, told the Christian Science Monitor that while distributors have stockpiled inventory in anticipation of tariffs, consumer behavior is already changing. People are holding back. It's the uncertainty of what comes next. He said, as warehouse stocks dwindle, prices for imported wines from regions like Bordeaux, Tuscany, or Rioja are expected to rise. Spirits like Scotch whiskey or French cognac may also become more expensive. By summer, consumers may find fewer options on store shelves, with retailers increasingly turning to domestic alternatives. Lianos remains cautiously optimistic, noting, "Maybe we'll get a better deal from the California wineries." For wine enthusiasts and casual drinkers alike, the tariffs could transform the market, making imported bottles a luxury item. Restaurants and bars already operating on tight margins may pass these costs on to customers, further driving up the price of a glass of wine or a cocktail. Number 5. Stationery planners. Stationery and planners, often imported from China and other Asian countries, are small but significant casualties of the tariff hikes. These products, popular among students, professionals, and hobbyists, are subject to the same import cost increases as larger goods. For small businesses, the impact is particularly acute. Simplified, a woman-owned stationery company in Florida recently filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration alleging that the tariffs imposed under emergency powers have inflicted economic and competitive harm. The company's legal action underscores the broader challenges faced by small businesses reliant on imported goods. Unable to absorb the tariff costs, many may be forced to raise prices or cease operations, reducing the availability of unique stationery products. Consumers may notice fewer options for planners, notebooks, and pens at stores like Staples or online retailers. For students preparing for the new school year, this could mean settling for less appealing designs or paying more for domestically produced alternatives, which often carry a premium. Number 6. Halloween costumes. Halloween, a holiday synonymous with creativity and fun, may look different in 2025. Many costumes, especially those sold in big-box stores, are manufactured in China. Robert Berman, owner of Rasta Impasta, a costume company, told the Christian Science Monitor that his products are currently sitting in containers because 145% is just astronomical. Unable to afford the tariffs, Berman is exploring manufacturing alternatives in other countries, but such shifts take time. "If we can't get our product in, we'll have to close our doors and put everyone on furlough," Berman said. His predicament reflects the broader challenges faced by the costume industry, which relies on timely shipments to meet the fall rush. Without these products, retailers may struggle to stock shelves, leaving consumers with fewer choices for Halloween. Families and partygoers may need to get creative, resorting to DIY costumes or paying premium prices for domestically produced options. For small businesses like Berman's, the stakes are even higher, as a single disrupted season could threaten their survival. Number 7. Christmas decorations. Christmas decorations, from ornaments to string lights, are another product category heavily reliant on Chinese manufacturing. These items often require long lead times, with orders placed months in advance to ensure availability for the holiday season. However, the tariffs are disrupting this timeline, with many shipments delayed or canceled. If Donald Trump doesn't move quickly, it's going to come in too late, Berman warned, highlighting the urgency of the situation. Retailers may face empty shelves during the critical holiday shopping period, forcing consumers to compete for limited stock or pay higher prices for domestically produced decorations. The shortage could dampen the festive spirit, as families find it harder to deck the halls affordably. For retailers, the loss of holiday sales could have a cascading effect, reducing revenue and complicating inventory planning for the following year. Number 8. Fast fashion. Fast fashion brands like Shein and Temu have thrived by offering trendy clothing at rock-bottom prices, thanks in part to a de minimis shipment exemption that allowed small packages under $800 to enter the U.S. tax-free. However, Trump's decision to eliminate this exemption means that these shipments are now subject to tariffs, significantly increasing costs. Nathan Strang, director of ocean freight at Flexport, told the Huffington Post that consumers can expect less quantities and fewer options from fast fashion retailers. The tariffs will force brands to scale back their offerings, focusing on higher margin items rather than the vast array of low-cost products they're known for. For young consumers who rely on fast fashion for affordable wardrobes, the impact will be noticeable. Trendy dresses, graphic tees, and accessories may become harder to find, and prices are likely to rise. This shift could also push consumers towards second-hand shopping or domestic brands, though these alternatives may not fully replace the convenience and variety of fast fashion. Number 9. Fireworks. The 4th of July, a celebration marked by dazzling fireworks displays, could be subdued in 2025. Fireworks are predominantly manufactured in China with no viable alternative suppliers in other countries. Chris Tang, a global supply chain expert at UCLA, told the Huffington Post that fireworks have no alternative supply maker, making them particularly vulnerable to shortages. The tariffs could lead to a major shortage by summer, as importers struggle to bring in sufficient stock. Communities may need to scale back public displays, and backyard celebrations could be limited to smaller, more expensive fireworks. For families, the loss of this quintessential American tradition could be a stark reminder of the broader trade disruptions. According to Tang, price increases are likely to hit consumers within 3 to 4 weeks, with shortages following in a slow bleed over time. By summer, the impact will be undeniable, starting with discretionary items like toys and apparel and eventually affecting essentials like replacement parts and household goods. If nothing changes, I think the summer months is when we'll really start to see it, Armstrong said. The tariffs are reshaping consumer behavior, with shoppers becoming more cautious and retailers rethinking their strategies. Some companies are exploring alternative manufacturing locations, but these transitions are costly and time-consuming. Others are passing costs on to consumers, risking reduced demand in an already uncertain economy. For policymakers, the challenge is balancing the goals of protecting domestic industries with the immediate needs of consumers. The tariffs may incentivize U.S. manufacturing in the long term, but the short-term disruptions could strain households and small businesses alike. As summer approaches, Americans may need to adapt to a new reality of higher prices and limited choices, redefining what it means to shop in a tariff-driven world.